All right, let me get in on some of that happiness.
It's only because you're on the tan line. That's it.
How you doing?
I am great. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
That's good. And thank you
Always
so
better
much.
when I'm with you. I feel your energy.
I appreciate you for taking time out of your schedule because I know you have been rolling
Well,
today.
I apologize for not being able to accommodate you earlier. Unfortunately, things happen fast around here. So,
I'm
yeah.
seeing. But it's been a great day on the docket for you. So you carry so many different titles and so many different hats and so many different roles and responsibilities. But you recently added another one. Congratulations on being elected the second vice chair when it comes down to the Congressional Black Caucus. I mean, it's just another day, another walk in the park or whatever, but congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's actually, I'm very honored that my peers thought enough of me to elect me to serve in this capacity. As you know, I take leadership very, very seriously, and I'm very honored by the opportunity to further serve.
Absolutely. Now, just in case someone is tuning in and catching up with Congressman Carter for the very first time, tell us a little bit about the district that you cover.
So I represent Louisiana's second congressional district, based coming from West Jefferson to New Orleans, going through East Jefferson, along the river parishes, picking up all the river parishes all the way up to and through Baton Rouge to Baker. So it is a roughly just under 100-mile distance of a district.
Uh-huh.
Is the only district that is held by a Democrat, the only district in Louisiana that's held by an African American, even though our districts, the African American population represent 1/3 of the population. We have 6 members, so conventional wisdom and basic math would suggest that we have 2 members. Unfortunately, we do not at this point, and that's a struggle that we'll continue to fight for.
Absolutely. And I know that your desk is always being filled with more things on the to-do list on a day-to-day. What does that look like for you?
Well, our days very rarely start after 8 and very rarely end before 8. So there, and that give and take, sometimes it's earlier, most times it's later. So it just averages out. For example, last night we were sent home thinking we were finished. About 7:30 or 7:40 or so, we were told we had to come back to the Capitol for another vote. So, work in Congress is very unpredictable. It is a 24/7 commitment, whether we're in DC voting on critical legislation or if we're back home in the district dealing with issues that are important on the ground in Louisiana. It's a serious commitment that takes a lot of time and energy, and one that I absolutely love, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to serve.
Absolutely. And you have been so responsible with your platform. Of course, we know that you're always in the office and making it happen, but we also see you in the streets making it happen. You're keeping your ears to the street. You're always available. And I appreciate you for wanting to come and let the story be told in your voice and to keep us up to date on the things that's going on. But even with some of the community outreach that you do, how important is it that the community understands that they can trust what it is that they tell you, that you'll take that into consideration as you are voting or placing some things in place for us?
During my campaign, I promised I would be the voice of the people. And it's an opportunity I take very, very seriously. So we spend a lot of time on the ground. We spend a lot of time with community activities, rather it is neighborhood meetings, community curbside, where we take agencies and actions and resources of federal government to the community, making sure that people don't have to come to an office. They don't have to be intimidated by volumes of paperwork. They don't have to be intimidated by going to quote unquote ivory towers. We bring the tower to the people, bringing it to the community, assisting them with information, rather it's with Veterans Affairs, SBA, or any of the other agencies that are out there that provide resources to the people of America, and in this case, specifically the people of LAO2. We do our very best to stay in touch. I would think that we do perhaps more than some congressional offices as it relates to hands-on communications. We have offices throughout the congressional district to demonstrate to people that every single part of LAO2 from the largest part of the district to the very smallest part of the district, have equal weight and footing, and they all get our attention and our service.
Yes. And as you talk to those in the community, what are some of the top tier requests or concerns that you find that they have?
Well, we get a lot of calls from our veterans who are critically important. Obviously, they've given their time, their energy, in some cases, their lives to make sure that we're protected home and abroad. Unfortunately, we consistently see many members that have difficulty accessing their resources, difficulty in getting in to see a doctor at veterans. But sometimes those things are just a matter of connecting dots. We have unfortunately, many of our veterans who are homeless or in need of mental health. And sometimes it's a matter of helping them get to the proper person, the proper entity. And I'm very proud that my team, who I'm very, very proud of, both in DC and in Louisiana, has done a phenomenal job at really paying attention and giving attention to the phone calls, the letters, and the meetings that we have to bring these resources closer to the people. Small business people have a difficult time in borrowing money during or after a storm with SBA or dealing with FEMA. We have a relatively strong success record at being able to guide people through the oftentimes challenging array of paperwork and red tape that government is infamous for providing. Making sure that we work with people who need to get to another country and their passport is delayed, or they need it in a hurry because they've got a sick child that they have to get to, and the lines can be long and daunting. We bring those resources to the people to help cut through the red tape, to help them get their passport, access to resources that they might be entitled to in the way of disability that they might have challenges with. We kind of help get through the red tape. So we get a lot of calls for service, both here in DC and in Louisiana. And again, I'm going to always give credit to the people that work so hard. And I will tell you that my staff in both offices are committed, dedicated people that love service and love people as much as I do. And I'm very blessed to have them.
Absolutely. And they have been putting in the work. And I know that they have to stay ahead of the curve to keep up with you. You have so much that's going on as we're closing out 2022. I know that you are looking around the corner, trying to make the world a better place for 2023. When it comes down to the crime, or even when it comes down to education and different things of that nature, for 2023, what would be on the to-do list in your own special task force to make sure that we're just chipping away at that and some of the deficits that we have?
Well, I will tell you, if there were to be one or two things that I said would connect to most, if not all, of the problems that ail our community, I would tell you a lack of investment in the past to early childhood education. And my path now will be to fight to make sure that we redouble our efforts to invest in early childhood education, because through education we can cure a lot of the ills, give our young people a fair shot at being anything that they want to be. See, it's not enough to just say you can go be whatever you want to be without giving them the tools to do
Prior
so.
preparation helps.
And we have to give them the tools. And hand in glove with that is to be able to provide resources for mental health. We have so many people in our community, from the young to the old, that are afflicted with some form of anxiety, depression, or need for someone to talk to. And I always say that people seem to think it's okay if they have high blood pressure or diabetes or a common headache. You take a pill, you exercise, you diet, you change your lifestyle. But when it comes to mental health, we somehow feel like there's some stigma attached that, oh, I can't say that I have mental health because someone's going to say I'm crazy.
Right. I don't
Well,
want people in my business. I can't go see a counselor.
let's kill that. Let's get beyond that, because it's okay to not be okay sometimes. We all are not okay sometimes. We all feel anxiety sometimes. We all sometimes, as my grandmother used to say, may be a little blue,
Yeah.
a little down, a little sad. But it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And we've got to consistently tell that to people. And then we've got to be able to back it up with tangible resources. So a person that needs help can get it. We instituted 988.
Yes.
988 is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week free live person phone call that a person that's suffering with any type of mental illness or needs someone to talk to, who's contemplating suicide or they're lonely at Christmas time. They can pick up the phone and they can get some assistance. We know that the holidays are the most difficult times for people suffering with depression or loneliness. It's a time that has been so over commercialized that if you don't have money to buy Christmas gifts or people to spend time with, it can be very difficult. Listen, my mother raised us, 6 of us by herself. I can only imagine how difficult it was for her at Christmas time, having 6 babies, not knowing how you'd get them toys at Christmas time. So that's a very special spot for me to want to provide resources to help people. So those are just a thumbnail of those 2 areas. And there's so much more. But if you talked about 2 core principles that if we were able to get our arms around, it would have a positive residual effect on so many more, I would say investment in education and mental health.
I love it. And, you know, as we keep this as an ongoing platform of your office, I always want you to jump in the hot seat and on the tan line. If there's anything that we can ever do, it's already done. You just say it. And as soon as you get back to Louisiana, it's a field trip. I got you covered on some gumbo.
All right,
Tis
let's
the
do it.
season. You know, and holiday wish, right? If you had that one holiday wish, we're just going to throw out there because it's December. I'm still trying to get into the holiday mood. I think I'm gonna go put up the Christmas tree a little bit later and whatnot. So that one holiday wish for Congressman Carter, what is it? I'm listening.
Peace. Peace. Peace.
There it is. I wish you nothing
Peace,
more, nothing
peace
less than
covers a multitude of things. If I've got peace, I'm not hungry. If I've got peace, I've got shelter. If I've got peace, no one in my sphere is hungry or in need. If I've got peace, everything else is okay. That means I've got the proper portion of whatever it is that's needed. In addition to wanting it for me, I hope it for everyone, that everyone during this holiday season has the true spirit of peace.
Absolutely. And I wish you all the peace that your heart desires. And thank you so much for taking
Ditto,
time out of
back
your
at you.
schedule today. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Have a fantastic time. And if I don't chat with you before now on Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas, happy holiday. And for anybody who celebrates any other holidays that are not consistent with Christmas because of their religious beliefs, I wish you the best as well.
Absolutely. I love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Love you right back.
So much.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.